Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Talking on Edge. Yes, thank you guys for joining me tonight. We are going to jump right into the Married at First Sight recap. We got to review this, guys. We got to recap this. This episode, so I wanted to wait at least for 2 episodes to gather all my thoughts and gather all my information to come really give it to you today, guys. These couples have been trying me. All right, so let's jump right into it. Before we jump into the guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. All right, and we appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for listening. Let's jump right into it, guys. So they start off the episode with Carla and this couple drives me crazy. Carla and Juan. To be honest with you guys, I'm not even going to talk about them in this in this review because it doesn't even matter at this point. I think at this point, Juan has already made up in his mind that he is going to finish out. He's going to just go through the motions and finish this thing out and go to the end. And he already made his decision. There's things about Carla that doesn't align for him, and he is not willing to accept some of the things she does or the way she is. He's not interested, folks. Like, we're not even going to go around and pull the wool over anyone's eyes. He's not interested. Those are 2 attractive people, and there's literally no attraction between them. Nothing pulling them to each other. Nothing is happening here. And that's already a red flag. Because most of the times, there's an attraction, but then you're just like, oh God, he has no depth to him. There's nothing going on. But you still, the attraction alone will pull you to even some intimacy. Nothing's going on here, folks. Juan is not interested. And Carla is just complacent. She's at a point where she's like, whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, it's not happening. So we already know, I can let you know without a shadow of a doubt, these 2 are not staying married. So I don't even want to talk about their storyline because at this point, it's not even important, right? Then they moved on to Camille and Thomas.
After decision day, so...
Now, Camille and Thomas. Okay. So I got to be honest with you when it comes to Thomas. He grinds my gears, and I'll tell you why. He is way too chill for me. He really is used to being in relationships where he follows. Every relationship he's ever been in, they take the lead. You can tell. He's whatever Camille is ready to do, he's willing to just jump on board. Now, when you are an independent woman and you reach a certain stage in life, these type of men that come your way, it's almost like you feel like you have to fix them up and make them over and get them into the type of man you want them to be. It's too much work. It's too much work. I find that it's easier when you're in your 20s or when you're just young and you just feel like you can, oh my God, I can work with him. But I think at this point, Thomas needs to man up. What she's looking for at this stage is to say, okay, what are we deciding to do after decision day? Are we going to stay together? Are we not staying together? What are we going to do with our apartments? Your lease is almost done. Mine is always almost done. What are we doing? She's waiting for him to give her some type of clue, right? To say, oh yeah, after decision day, we're going to get a place together, or we'll both keep our apartments. It could be sublet. Come up with a plan, say something. But Camille is really, I can see that she's going to put up a wall because she's starting to feel like, does this guy even like me? Because I'm here I'm present. I'm doing all the right things. I'm even intimate with this man. Does he even like me at this point? Or is he just going through the motions? And no woman wants to feel like that. Because I think she's starting to feel like at this point in where we are, almost days away from decision day, you should know where you're at. You should know as a man where you're at. Right? So I kind of get what Camille is feeling. I really, really do. So I'm not mad at her here in this episode. Then they go on. We get further down in it. Now we're going to be dealing with, I think it's David and Michelle. Whew. So David and Michelle. Actually, even before we talk about David and Michelle, they meet up with Ikechi, MM and Ikechi. First of all, Dr. Pepper shows up and says to her, "Hey, where's Ikechi?" You know, listen, folks, I'm not even apologizing if I'm saying his name wrong, because I don't care. I don't even think people after this season is over should be talking about him, because I think at this point in his mind, he just wants press. He wants to be noticed. And I think a negative press for him is okay too. So I think people like these, you just need to ignore them and they eventually just go away. You know, she's sitting down there talking to Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's like, where is she? She's like, I don't know. I haven't heard from him. The last time I heard from him is when he went away. And he said he was going to his home, wherever he said he was going. And I haven't heard from him since. What I do like about MM, and I know as much as she's trying to be tough and strong, she really wanted to probably text him at some point and be like, are you good? I haven't heard from you, but I respect her for not texting him. If you are giving me that energy, give it back. So I appreciate her holding her ground there and said, I ain't texting him. If he wants to talk to me, he'll call me. If he wants to text me, he'll text me. Ikechi's just giving, and can we even talk about when he shows up? He sits down, he doesn't even acknowledge her. So disrespectful, so rude. He shows up in this stupid hat and Timu glasses. Boy, bye. We ain't got time for you. You need to go have several seats. Several seats. Anyways, Dr. Pepper. You know what? Let's talk about Dr. Pepper. Okay? Because if you're really trying to help out this couple, okay, which is not even a couple at this point, you need to be focusing on MM's mental state. To be constantly rejected by somebody over and over and over again. What exactly are you telling this woman to do? What more do you want from her? What more do you want from her? And then you keep asking, what do you both want? Clearly, she wants to be married. Clearly, he does not. He's playing games. Playing games. When a man shows you who they are, ladies, please believe them. They're not pretending. They're not putting on a show. This is who they are. When a man likes you, he will show you. You don't have to ask any questions. Ladies, he will show you. Unfortunately for MM, he showed the world he don't like her. And this is really embarrassing for her. I think what really got me in this episode was she asked him straight up, what do you want? He's like, yeah, I don't really feel like there's anything left for me. I don't want the marriage. There's nothing left for me to give. Right? MM walks away. She goes in the washroom. Dr. Pepper was like, where are you going? What do you mean, where are you going? What's she supposed to do? Sit there and just take it? She's trying not to cry. She's trying to look tough. She's trying to be tough, but she's human. She's trying not to cry on TV. Poor girl. Listen, Dr. Pepper, I don't know. You're Dr. Salt right now, because this is what you're doing here. It's not working. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why they sent you out, because you're of absolute no help. But is it Dr. Pepper anyway? It's probably the wrong doctor anyway. I don't even know. Folks, I don't even know. I'm just upset. Anyways, MM literally, she comes back and then she literally turns it around and starts apologizing and says to him, if I've hurt you, I wasn't meant to hurt you. And, I'm starting to feel bad. And, this is what this, we're not even going to call his name again, but this is what this brother does. He puts everything on other people, never takes ownership, never takes the blame. And then she starts to feel like maybe I did something to be causing this reaction from him or him to be behaving in this manner. But yet he cannot call out one thing that she's done. Okay, to have him reacting to her in this type of way. If you don't want to be in the marriage, sir, walk away. Leave her alone. Stay gone. Right? Oh, Jesus. Anyways, so moving forward, they then decide, okay, let's see if we can try and reset. Let's try and reset. He's like, oh, okay, whatever. MM's like, okay. They go outside. He's like, says to her, do you want to go to the arcade? She's like, yes. Pardon me? MM, where are you going? First of all, you need to go get some sleep for work tomorrow. Arcade. With this man who went away, did not call you, didn't check on you to see if you're okay. Now you're going to go put some coins in a machine and go play? Are you good in the head? Girl, bye. You need to stop trying me. Okay? If you want to play games, we could have gone to Chuck E. Cheese. Okay? You can't be unmarried. First of all, she should have just said, no, I'm going home. Thank you. I'm good. Have a good night. He realizes that you are into him and he knows he's not into you. So he's playing on your emotions right now because you come on here and you act big, tough and strong, but he knows you're weak for him. Girl, we ain't desperate. But anyways, she did what she did and she went to the arcade with Dum Dum. Okay. So moving on from there, this episode had me like so upset. It was just one thing after the next. All right. All right. So the episode continued on with them on to Madison and Alan. And right away they show Madison coming in the house in their place at like 3 a.m. So they showed 3 separate times she's coming home late. Poor Alan, he's on the couch. I guess maybe he fell asleep there because he's waiting for her to come home. Now, my thoughts on Madison is very aware of the cameras. She is very mindful of how she wants to present herself to the world. But I'll tell you this, and I ain't going to take this back. Madison is playing with Alan because she already knows she ain't choosing him. Madison already is saying no to decision day, not asking you, okay? So she's making it seem like, oh, I like him. And yeah, it's just that I'm not really attracted. First of all, girl, we didn't come on this show for attraction. You came on this show to find somebody who is compatible to you. Okay. And that's what the experts felt that they did. Now stop playing in this man's face and making it seem like you're not attracted to him. That's great. But you said you were trying to get away from these pretty boys that you used to date. So they gave you an Alan. You don't like the Alan? What we're not going to do is mistreat Alan. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can take him for a fool, but you ain't taking us for a fool, okay? You coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning, girlfriend, and telling him that you're hanging out with your girlfriends, you're a liar, okay? We all know that there's no girlfriend hanging out with you at your big age till 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? You're not in your 20s. There's nobody hanging out every single night at a bar with their friends. That's not happening. I can tell you this, that for a fact, you are hanging out with a guy. Okay? You ain't fooling. You can fool Alan, but you ain't fooling us, honey. Okay? And you are definitely getting your needs met somewhere else. You 100% are. Right. And I feel bad for Alan because I think Alan has come into this experience willing to try. He's doing everything he possibly can to please this woman who has no... Listen, as a woman, I can tell you, we can look at a guy in 5 minutes and we know exactly what we're going to do with you. We know which category you're going to be put in. We know if you're going to be friend zone. We know if we're just going to keep you around for benefit. We know which category you're in. She boxed him in long time ago. Okay. And playing in our face. Girl, bye. You're disrespectful to the process is what you are. Right. I'm glad they caught you on camera too. But you go a couple nights with your friends. You go every night and leave this man at home. And the man who's starting to care for you, he's going to worry about you. You're not interested in that. Then you come with your stupid excuse about, he's like, where do you get tacos at that time in the morning? And then she come up with her lame, whatever place she mentioned to him. And she's like, yeah, but girl, you can, anytime somebody asks you a question and the answer you receive, they start to overshare, they're lying. Okay? All right. So we can move on from them right now. And let's move on to liars. Speaking of liars, Michelle and David. We all know from last week that Michelle ended up calling the cousin who he said he got a picture from. And he was like, girl, I want to eat you up. That's what he said. And he ended up sending the wrong text to Michelle. Okay. So let me break down this situation. Because remember I told you I was going to watch a few episodes before I even commented. Okay. First, I will start off by saying, Michelle, we're going to zone in on you first. Okay. Is that I know you don't want David. And the problem is that she's made up her mind and nothing can close her off from that. Michelle is looking for somebody who's already in her mind to what she thinks. Because I do believe David is successful. I do believe somebody that can live at home and stay at home can actually save their money. So she's quite delusional to think that not because he's not living on his own, but that he cannot be somebody that has ambition or can be successful in life. And that's a silly way of thinking. But I believe that Michelle already made up her mind about David. So now he has actually given her a reason, something even more concrete now to zone in on. Because now we're not even talking about him living in the basement anymore. Now we're talking about you sending out the wrong text to Michelle, which was meant for somebody else, which is another woman. Okay. We all know it came out his mouth and he said it was for his cousin. We knew you were lying. Okay. Because first of all, if it was for your cousin, you would have showed her the text. If it's innocent, you would have shown her which food you were talking about. She didn't even know what food she was talking about when she asked. David, you're a liar. You got caught. We know, but okay. So in this last episode, it was revealed the last episode, Michelle ended up calling the cousin. The cousin was like, listen, woman to woman, he's lying. And I'm not even going to take up for him. He lied and I'm not doing this. And I told him he's wrong. So at this point, David knows he has to come clean. So in this episode that we watched yesterday, David decided, okay, I'm going to sit down with Michelle and tell her the honest version of the story. Which again, if you're going to apologize, please apologize and give the 100 truth and actually be sorry for what you done. So he kind of is like, yeah. So I sent it to this girl, Tiffany. And then after I sent it, I knew it was wrong. So I deleted it. No, that's not going to fly, dear. So I can see where Michelle's coming from, because if you did not send Michelle that text in the first place, we wouldn't know about this, right? So what are you really apologizing for? You apologizing because you got caught, or are you apologizing because you're actually sorry? We're not really sure here. But then he stands 10 toes down and he's like, you can believe whatever you want to believe. It's up to you. No, sir. Back it up. What you're not going to do is make it seem like I'm overreacting and I'm the problem here. No. You're going to take ownership and say, I'm really, really sorry. Right? So I agree with Michelle here. You're full of crap and your story still doesn't even make sense. And I'm not accepting your apology. How about that? I would have done the same thing. But again, I go back to Michelle and say to Michelle, girl, this is your out. You've already exposed him. He's apologized to you. He said now that he messed up, and he pretty much, it was meant for another woman. This is your out. Why are you still going back and forth with David? You don't even want him. So I think that's the confusion part for me. You don't even want the dude. So why are you going back and forth with him? That's where my problem is with Michelle, is like, this is your out. You tell the producer, say, listen, I can't be with a liar. Number one, someone who tells lies straight to my face. It's triggering for me. And also, I don't want to be with somebody I can't trust. And I don't trust him. So apart from me not even being at a place where I was even starting to feel like I want to be in a relationship with him, he's put me at a place I don't even want to be friends with him to even get it to grow somewhere. So I don't want to be, that's your out, right? So I'm not really sure. It makes you wonder how much they get paid for to do these, to keep staying in this. This is like, to me, mental abuse. Like, you guys just keep coming back for more and more. I don't understand. It's weird, because David at this point could be like, you know what? I don't think you're going to choose me at the end of this anyway. So I don't even know why you're harping on this, but I do apologize to you, but I know you don't want me. So I'm good. I'm out. I apologize. I got caught. I apologize that I hurt you in this way, but I know you don't want me. I'm good. I'll just walk off. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's pathetic to watch at this point, right? Because now Michelle feels like she has ammo on David, and David's just like, oh my God, I got to clean up my image. It's just weird at this point. Anyway, so we keep it going now, and they move on now. And I think they're going to head to the retreat. Another thing I wanted to address. MM and Michelle get together to talk. And Michelle is talking to, MM about her issue and what David said. And she's like, he's so full of crap, blah, blah, blah. Then she asks MM, so what's going on with your guy there? And she's like, girl, he ain't done. He ain't done with me. He's just saying that. Pardon me, MM? I'm not sure what type of men that you've been dealing with in your past to feel like allow you to feel like you are in the position of second place, or they are the prize and not you. When I look at you, girl, I see an established woman who's got her stuff together, and any man who comes in your presence should be able to match that. And if they can't even match where you are in life, they need to respect you as a person. From the day Ikechi walked in your apartment, we all saw that he knew you were in a different league from him and he could not take it. And he was done with you from there. Why are you... This man asked you to go to the arcade and you're turning it around like he did something good. He has never checked on you. He walked out on the apartment. You guys live together. He doesn't even like you. And you're using this at the moment. He ain't done with me. He's been done with you, girl. These women are so emotionally damaged from men from their past that when they feel like a man does a little bit, they give them so much credit. Woman, please stop doing this to your ladies. Please stop doing this to yourself. Please know you are the prize. You are the prize. Men need to get back to the days where they used to hunt and chase after women. The games that these men play, they're so calculating and deceiving. It's awful. Anyways, we had to put that in there. So we're off to the retreat now. Everybody's going to the retreat. Michelle and MM come together. MM doesn't know if Ikechi is going to be showing up. She's not sure. Madison and Alan show up together. Carla and Juan show up together. Everybody shows up. Now, let's forget about the small talk. We don't even care when David arrives. We don't even care about that. We'll get to that after. Let's talk about the real sus moment in this entire episode. So you have Ikechi show up with his stupid hat and his Timu glasses again. Okay. Stands at the door, looking on like he's some detective. Alan's like, "What's wrong, brother?" No, I'm good. He goes over to MM and says, "Can I speak to you?" He comes over and she goes over and they sit down. He's like, first of all, we don't even want to acknowledge what he said to her. Blah, 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 blah. Let's say that. Then he says, "Oh, but I'm just going to give you this." Hands her a green folder with one sheet. One piece of 8x10 paper for her to sign. Which he's supposedly saying that that's a divorce document. Huh? What? Where are the rest of sheets, sir? Where's the rest of sheets? Why do you think you hand me divorce documents and I don't even get to look through them? Huh? Because you're in a rush. You've been in a rush to get them done. You've been in no rush to make this marriage work, but you're in a hurry, rush to make this divorce happen. First of all, where did you get this copy from? Did you stop at a library on the way down to the retreat and print this one sheet of paper? Did they charge you 10 cents a paper at library and you're like, "I don't have 40 cents. I only have 10, so just print the one"? I don't understand where was she supposed to sign? Huh? You don't want no lawyer present. You don't want nothing there. You just want her to sign a couple cameras. And you wanted to make sure you did it in front of all the rest of them. You want to make sure you have an audience, right? You wanted to embarrass her again. But the champ that MM is, she's like, "I'm not signing these. Trust, I want to give you a divorce. You've earned it at this point. So, but I need the rest of the papers. Okay? I wish it was me." Oh dear. I would have embarrassed him so bad. Okay? Because if you wanted a show, I would have given him a show. Because people like those are filth. They need to be You just even dismiss people like those. Yeah. I would have said something like, I'll have your lawyer. You go get your lawyer and I'll have my lawyer speak to your lawyer. How about that? Get out of here. Anyways, she just got up gracefully, went back to the table, sat down. She knew he was there to embarrass her again, as she stated, and she didn't give him that. And he walks away. And the thing is, he walks away, but he has still something to say. Oh, I knew that this marriage was over a long time ago. We all knew. But did you forget to tell her? Instead of stringing her along, why didn't you tell her it's over? You decide to keep playing these games. But Ikechi, I promise you, I promise you, remark my words today as I do this review. The way you treated it is coming back to you twofold. And it may not happen 5 months from now. It may not happen 10 months from now. But here, karma, the way karma works, it might not even happen to you, but it will happen maybe to your children. Remember, you might have a daughter, and your daughter might call you one day crying because a man treated her exactly the way you treated MM. And what is going to be your advice to her? Or maybe one day you're going to actually meet somebody you really care about, and she's going to treat you just like filth and reject you just the way you treated MM. Okay? It'll come back to you. Don't think that you've won. You had the last say because you think you got the last diss in. No, sir. That's not how life works. That's not how life works. And I'm not going to take away anything because I've watched MM's mannerism. MM is, I'm going to tell you, an alpha. She's in charge. In her workplace, she's in charge. In every aspect of her home, she's in charge. She does carry that energy of a know-it-all when she's speaking. So it could come across very condescending to Ikechi when he's receiving the information. So I will say that because if I'm going to do a review, I'm going to be fair across. I'm not going to just say, we know Ikechi is at the bottom of our list. He's the worst. He beat Chris. And we thought Chris was the worst. But I will say, if MM could get anything out of this experience for herself, maybe check your tone a little bit when you speak to somebody you really care about. Because even when you care about the person, it doesn't, in your tone, it doesn't come across that way sometimes. Because you come across very like, I'm in charge, and men don't like to feel, like, they want to feel like in charge. You got to leave them with something. So I can understand why it's your tone. I will just say it's your tone. Anyways, but girl, we're going to give you your crown because you fought a good fight. I'm sure many women would have bowed out of this experience longer. You probably need to figure out what it is why you feel like you don't know when to walk away. What is it about yourself that makes you feel like you don't know your full worth? Saying it and acting on it is two different things. We know you're great, but do you know you're great? I think he overstayed his welcome. He even left the place where you guys were living together, and you still stayed in hopes of him coming back. That door should have been shut already, MM. When someone walks out of your life, let them. When someone tells you it's done, believe them. So, that's something I would say, hopefully going into her next relationship. I hope she finds great love, but find out about yourself a little bit more and figure out why you feel you're really not worthy. Because when you're worthy, girl, 90% of what Ikechi did to you this season would not have taken place because you would have cut it. Say enough is enough. Shut this down. You're not going back. You went back for more blows. And he ended it, but you should have ended it long time ago. It shouldn't have to even take him coming to you with one printed piece of paper to let you know it's done. Because if he did not do that, you would be continuing to fight right until decision day, until he tells you no. So yeah, just we love you, girl, but there's some things you probably need to sort out mentally and figure out what's going on. But all in all, so there's one more thing we have to talk about in this episode was when they were sitting down and Michelle decided to mention this whole ordeal between the text with the girl in front of the group. Now, right away, David was on the defense. He's like, I apologize, and there's nothing else I can really do. And Michelle's like, yeah, but I don't even know where we go from here. And right away, you can tell Madison was uneasy. She was very uncomfortable. And when Michelle, I hope you guys noticed this, but when Michelle started to address Madison, David jumped to her defense and was like, no, we're not talking about this anymore. We're shutting this down. Like, enough is enough. We're shutting this down. Madison started to get unhinged, got up from the table, started to cry. Why is that causing you a problem? If you're innocent, what about what Michelle is saying is causing you a problem? So remember, Michelle had mentioned to she just has a little feeling that it's possible it could be Madison that David texted. And I'm going to have to be honest with you folks. I actually believe it's actually Madison that he texts. Because this whole thing is strange. Unless it's not a surprise if they did, but they edited it well enough for us to believe that it was Madison and David who were in cahoots. Why we have them showing for what's going to take place next week, they have Alan tripping out. So we got to watch next week and see what happens. This was a great, the last two episodes were great. It's great entertainment, but as couples going through this process, I don't think it was great. I feel like the experts missed the mark on the couples again. I also believe that the experts failed the couples, because I do believe there's a point where, especially when you have cameras and stuff to prove things, I do believe there's a point that you have to look out for your couples. And I think mentally was done and she didn't know what to do. And I think the experts should be guiding her and telling her, listen, he's not into you. It's time to walk away. I think a true expert, that's what you would tell to do. Not ask her, what do you want to do? Do you want to continue in this marriage? Then you have saying, I do. What? What school did you guys go to? Like, when is the emotional abuse enough? So yeah, no, we're not having that. Anyways, listen, remember to like, share, subscribe, put your comments. Don't forget to comment. But we're gonna keep watching. We're gonna keep watching. We have to see how this plays out. Based on what I'm seeing so far, I do believe we know and Ikechi are done. But we know so far on decision day, there's not going to be a yes. If Camille and Thomas stay together, I'm going to put this out there. They're only going to stay together if they let Thomas speak first. Because if they let Camille decide first, she's going to say no. Because she automatically, based on how he's behaving, she's going to feel like he doesn't want to be with her because he's not taking any initiative. He's not moving forward and he's not showing any signs that he wants something for the future. So they might go to decision day on 2 different pages and her still wondering what he wants. And she will say no to protect her heart. If Thomas goes first, I believe he will say yes. And then Camille will follow suit and say yes. That's my prediction. But if they allow Camille to go first, she's going to say no. And then Thomas will then say no. That's my prediction. Okay. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Don't forget to share out the video. I appreciate you guys so much and see you out in the next video.